From the time that the first modern movie theaters opened in the 1920s and 1930s up until the 1950s, audiences had one option for visual entertainment: going to the movies. In the days before television, movies were an event, like a concert or a play, and people would get dressed up, line up for tickets, and enjoy the buzz in the crowd. Although it may seem like movie theaters have taken a turn for the worse since the COVID-19 pandemic and the explosion of at-home entertainment options and streaming services, that is not the case. Movie theater ticket sales have been on the decline since television went mainstream in the late 1950s, and the market for theatrical movies has been constantly adapting and shrinking since the years following World War II. The 1940s, and 1946 in particular, were the peak years for American cinema in terms of tickets sold. In 1946, American movie theaters sold over 4 billion tickets, equal to 30 tickets per capita based on the population of the United States at the time. In times of distress, people have always looked for an escape, and movies are one of the best escapes we have. Based on the timing, it was a perfect storm. The Hollywood system ramped up both production numbers and quality in the late 1930s and 1940s, and the American public was desperately looking for a distraction from all of the horrible news coming from abroad. On top of that, the U.S. government was pulling in celebrated filmmakers to create propaganda films during the war. The most famous of the bunch were Frank Capra, John Ford, John Huston, George Stevens, and William Wyler. These 5 directors were the focus of Mark Harris's book and subsequent documentary, 5 Came Back, which is a must-read and must-see material for fans of history and film. During this unique time in film history, the American public went to the movies to get the latest updates on the war. These films surely resulted in millions of additional tickets being sold to a public desperate for more information in the age before television. After the war, movie ticket sales declined dramatically because of the competition that came with television's rise in popularity. In 1950, it is estimated that around 8% of U.S. households had a television. By 1955, that number increased to 50%, and by 1960, it was at 90%. This rapid rise meant that more people were staying home and enjoying their TV at home. It was new, it was exciting, and it brought entertainment into the home in a way that hadn't been seen since the earliest days of radio. As more people stayed home, ticket sales dipped hard. By the mid-1950s, ticket sales had dropped from their all-time high of over 4 billion down to less than 2.5 billion. By the mid-1960s, they had dropped to around 1 billion. People's habits were shifting, and although movies continued to make lots of money, it was due to the increased ticket prices, not increased sales. Around this same time, the line between TV and movies began to blur for the first time, as films began showing on network TV stations and made-for-TV movies became more popular.